Yep, absolutely. So, one thing we have to think about when we have children is how we're going to sustain them. Okay. As moms, when we have our kids, our time changes, and that means we have less time to work, less time to invest in ourselves as far as, educationally or financially. So we need some checks and balances in order to make sure that if the worst of the worst happens, our kids and ourselves are still protected. So, having life insurance on the father is something that you should do immediately, okay? Do not wait until something happens to be thinking about, well, I wish I coulda or shoulda, woulda, or whatever. Go ahead and have that stuff in place. It's like signing a prenup. You don't want to sign a prenup or think about prenups and protections and stuff after it comes time for a divorce. You need to do that when times are happy. And it's the same with this life insurance policy. You want to have enough covered for you if something happens to your partner, that you are not struggling with your kids. And it's so crazy because having these conversations with people, and especially men, I've talked to men in the past, and they may have a life insurance policy but they have it in the children's name. A life insurance policy is not an inheritance. Okay, it's not your children's, it's not a wealth vehicle per se. It is a protection. It's like having health insurance. It's like in case of bad health or in case that these medical bills pile up, you have some type of coverage, so you're paying into that from month to month. If your partner has a life insurance, a policy, and they have named your child as the beneficiary, then what happens to you when you have to figure out how you're going to take care of that child until that child is able to take care of itself? So I suggest that women carry their own policy on their spouses and their partners, because again, you don't know what can happen. I just did a video on the switch up. What if he switches up, finds another woman or whatever, and now he has went and changed the policy holder to be somebody else? Now, marriage will sometimes protect you from that, but we all know that divorce is a thing. And then now you are in a situation where if something happens to him, then you're raising those kids and providing for them financially alone. Also, I've heard of instances where, that man is responsible for taking care of all the bills and he holds all the policies and stuff, and he never shares that information with his wife. And now you're stuck. I've heard of women not even knowing who to contact for an insurance policy. So get your own policy. Make sure you keep it paid. Okay. I don't care if you have to not get your nails done, if you ran rags or whatever. Make sure that this is set up so that your children and yourself have protection in case the worst of the worst occurs.